Hi, Real McCray here. It's the Dark Shadows experiment for July 25th, and it's one of the last days. It's interesting because normally I would have been able to sort of exactly tell you what the last day would be, but there are few enough little writing assignments with this that I can take my time, and by take my time I mean procrastinate, but not entirely. So there's so much to catch up on, I don't really know where to begin. It stopped with the Star Trek. I picked up with the Index, and the Index is great, and it's fun, but there are a lot of online resources, including that Dark Shadows wiki, that kind of take the place of it, so I'm not quite sure if it's pertinent anymore the way it used to be. So that's kind of on hold. And I went to the Dark Shadows Festival. I don't want to go into the details, but I'll say that last summer, among the people I knew, if love finds its opposite in apathy rather than hate, it was a summer last year of the opposite of love. The occasional acknowledgement of it, though, was not meant to be a measure of Dark Shadows fandom, or to try and create Dark Shadows fandom in the people I knew. I didn't really care about them being fans of Dark Shadows. I didn't want them to be proud of Dark Shadows, but I wanted them to be proud of me. And that's always a terrible motive. That's not why I started doing it, but you know, when you're working really hard on something, it's a nice kind of benefit. You know, I kind of liken it to hiking the Appalachian Trail. You could not get me to hike, really. It's amazing if you get me to hike from my front door to my car. But if I knew someone hiked the entire Appalachian Trail, I would say good job. I would be very happy to look at some pictures, things like that, because it's just an amazing accomplishment. And, you know, I just had to kind of inure myself to the fact that most of my friends just weren't interested. Okay, fine, no harm, no foul. And I really spent a lot of time wondering if the tree that fell in the forest even made a sound. When I went up to the Dark Shadows Festival, I found that it did. I was profoundly humbled by the responses I got from people. They got what I did in ways that I didn't. They were unbelievably effusive and generous in their praise, and in their affection for the work, and in their affection for me, or at least the part of me that created that work. And that really balanced everything. It kind of let me come back and just let my friends be my friends, and the Dark Shadow stuff is not a part of our relationship, and it let new friends be friends on other levels, and frankly levels that were extremely important to me. So I appreciate that. Somebody started a Tumblr page. This is totally independent of me. There's a Facebook page that's being done. I'm blown away. I can't believe it. So that's really cool. I could go on and on about the festival, but I won't. I don't know if I'll ever go back, because nothing could match the experience I had. I could write a book, and my friends who've heard me talk about it kind of wish that I did, because it would take less time to read. But I came back, and because I'm planning this sort of work that analyzes the whole series, Quentin had always eluded me. So I thought, why don't I do the Collins Chronicles sort of thing from Quentin's point of view? Some of it was having seen David Selby, who was an astounding figure, and who himself is such a great writer and artist. He gives depth to Quentin I didn't know was possible. So I thought this would be a good way to get to know Quentin. And so that's what I've been doing. It's been a pretty amazing trip. I could go into the details, but I really would prefer if you read it and then told me what you got out of it. Certainly won't take as long as Collins Chronicles will. Surprisingly few Quentin episodes. I think it's less than 200 that involve non-ghost, non-parallel time Quentin Collins II. So that's fewer than you would think. Trying to follow his journey. What does he learn? And believe it or not, we're into the Daphne Harridge stuff right now. And I'm still trying to figure it out. I've created some new characters. And it's that thing where I sort of skirt the line between episode companion and fan fiction. There is more fiction in this, certainly, than there was in the Collins Chronicles. So I'll comment a bit more on that with the wrap-up. It's been a more relaxed project to do, but it's been a worthwhile one, and I hope that people are enjoying it. I would especially like to hear from Quentin fans, just to see what they think. Is that a bell going off? Can you hear that? Or a church bell? That's cool. Well, it's telling me I either need to go to sleep, or I need to start working on Dark Shadows. I have maybe 10 entries left, and it's going to be very sad. Quentin ends in a very sad place, but I have a framing mechanism that maybe can help that not be quite as sad. Quentin's a very different guy to write than Barnabas. I did a recipe for Wallace on the Collinsport Historical Society that involved Barnabas writing a letter to Sarah, and it was so much fun to write in Barnabas's voice. Quentin's very different. Vocabulary isn't always as polished, but he has a strange poetry in his rhythm of speech. Anyway, I wanted to say hi to Mark. I wanted to say hi to Lynn. And the people that I got to meet at the festival. And again, just thank you very much. There's someone crucial I'm leaving out. I want to say hi to Alexis. Definitely. So, thank you, everybody, for everything.